Greetings, y'all. Today I want to talk about those overnight parking and camping apps that all nomads live and breathe by. Freecampsites.net, Campendium, iOverlander, etc. My experience with them on this trip, or the Great Midwest Adventure, has been fairly positive, but there are a few things that I thought would be worth bringing to people's attention about using them. There are a few buyer beware and due diligence points that you really should be aware of when you're using these to make your nomad life a lot more efficient and pleasant, especially if you're following any version of the 3-3-3 rule of having a plan A, plan B, and C. Sometimes you need a plan D. I've seen more than a few listings where the coordinates given by a well-meaning, well-intentioned nomad were just incorrect. Like they copied and pasted the last set that they were using and it wasn't for that location. Sometimes somebody will come back behind them and correct it, but often it's not. This is obviously a paid RV campground, but the listing made it sound like it was a rest area, which I think was this one. So what did we end up doing? We scrambled a little bit and found one of these little small town city parks that had options for electricity, which we don't need, or just parking overnight. It was beautiful, beautiful weather. Nobody bothered us. I'm really glad it worked out this way. So I try to make it a practice of always double, maybe triple checking against Google Maps and a couple other overnight parking apps just to make sure it is what it is. Another thing we've been running into is spots that may have been good pullouts at one time but are not good now, or there are now signs saying no overnight parking, or gates close at dusk, or there's obviously way more traffic on this road than there was when that original posting was placed, and you can't get any sleep here. Needing to go to Plan D, we saw this image on Google Maps and thought, what is that? Well, it turns out it's a section of a bridge near Mount St. Helens that maybe it was washed up during the event in the 80s, I don't know. But this was a great place to be overnight. We weren't bothered at all. Being in the part of the country where there isn't a lot of public land, relying on apps that supposedly tell you where there is some, I don't trust them at all anymore, because we've had a handful of experiences where you could tell there used to be public land here, but now it's obviously very private. We've started exploring other options like using the BLM dedicated interactive map to find spots to camp in. We have seen some really beautiful rest areas across the country on this trip, as well as some great local art. And we've made some improvements on our rig, like this rectangular insect netting, which we have pinned to the roof of the van and let it fall and tucked under the sleeping platform. It's been a game changer. After accomplishing our goal of making it to a family event in the upper Midwest, we decided to cut over to Yellowstone Park and hit Cody, Wyoming. I appreciated the reminders in a local bookstore of what not to do in the park in terms of wildlife and the hot springs. We were able to use our senior lifetime passes to get 50% off a campsite outside the park, which is one of only 2 purchases so far that we've made in the 2 months on the road. I'd been to the park back in the 70s, so this was a great revisit and get reacquainted with the park again as an adult. There are tons of people around in the summer, so keep that in mind making your own plans. Old Faithful did not disappoint. Continuing west, we made several spontaneous stops to visit family and was able to take advantage of this birthday party for a friend. Local open mic night, and of course, fireworks for the 4th. We're going to start circling back to Arizona after this grand adventure has come to a close, but we're going to encounter one of those heat waves hitting the nation. So next video is going to be all about surviving the heat. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you down the road. Bye.